What's up guys, this is Glenn Playhouse here, and today we're going to be doing a hot take video, and Agent S will say what the title is, but here's my guest, Agent S, introduce yourself. Hello? Agent S, hello? Agent S, the video is on. The video has started, Agent S. Hello? Agent S, hello? Hello, bro? Hello? You there? Bro, you there? Hello? Agent
Yes,
S.
I'm right here.
Sorry, it's like I was like
Yeah.
talking, and then I started the video and I was like, hello, and then yeah. So introduce yourself.
Alright. Greetings, gamers. Agent SN.
So what's the topic of the video that we're gonna be doing today?
It's our hot take video about why we think that video game ratings depend how mature we are.
Yes, that is the topic, and before we get in the comments down below and stuff like this, yes, we know that we're teens and stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, we know that, but take this with a grain of salt since we're teens and all. But this is like a grain of salt. So take like this hot take with a grain of salt. But let's let's just dive into it, shall we?
Yes.
Well,
Let's do it.
so let me explain this real quick. You know how anytime you were like at a game store,
Yes.
and anytime you were there, a team would sell you the game.
Yep.
Exactly. And I was like, and the thing is that, so I remember getting GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5, and when it came out, like back then it came out, and you're like, you're freaking 7 years old. How are you gonna get that game? Why? How? Well, I remember when I remember when Kmart was still around. And there was like just some teenager in the cash register, and he was like, he just gave me the game. He didn't care if it ruined my childhood or destroyed what destroyed my childhood or anything like that. He didn't care. He just sold me the game. He sold the rated M game,
Wow.
a rated M game, and that when he's a teen. That he sold the rated M game to a kid, and that is the point where at that point is like, and the thing is that we're living in the day and age nowadays where teens and kids are actually more smarter than your average like kid or teen nowadays.
True.
And plus, let's get into one thing that we're going to talk about, and that is there's no why does Persona and SMT really need like an age rating of rated M?
Yeah, it really should have been 15. The ESRB needs to have that.
And this is where Agent S actually came up with this like this actually interesting like concept, and actually a concept that actually game ratings need nowadays, and that is You know the age rating you came up with?
Yes. 15 and up. There are ways to happen for games that would be between a teen and M rating. A lot of Atlas RPGs and Halo games definitely deserve that.
Exactly. Most of the
Likely.
things that they're on Persona and SMT, a teenager that's 15 years old can probably understand it will actually just understand everything that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, I still have yet to even play them. I can definitely handle them. For sure. I know I can definitely handle them.
And then this is where we get to the other part where I'm just going to say this. And you know the most excuse I always hear from people why you should not play this rated M game or stuff like that is because it has alcohol and smoking and all that stuff in there, and I'm like, now let me just and then they also say it has cursing and stuff like that, which every rated M game will have. So let me explain this. Let's be real here for a sec, Agent S.
Yes.
We've all seen these three things happen that our parents did. Those three things I just named, you spot your parent drinking alcohol, you freaking saw your grandparents probably smoking and stuff, and they'll probably, and I remember probably half the time a parent would be cussing a lot. So those excuses is just, it's like we've all seen these stuff happen.
Yeah. Plus we know not to do that stuff. So we all have learned in school about this. Yeah.
And we've learned to not do that stuff, but it's like, we know what that is. We know what those things are.
Yeah. Cool.
And I know everyone that I've known in here that is a teenager, or heck, I would even say that, yeah, I know it's gonna go a teenager. I mean, I think we've all once have cussed. I mean, I think at the age of like when you were like a teenager, you now are like home alone and stuff like that, and you know, of course you would do that and stuff like that, but we're not gonna get into all that and stuff. But it's like, you can go on.
You probably have watched a lot of YouTubers that have used swear words before. You definitely have watched a lot. YouTubers that have swear words before. We've definitely gone through that too. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers that would say that's the F word.
And then let's get into something as well here, is that sometimes an age rating of a game that says that it's rated E can be darker than you think.
True.
This doesn't just think that any like that the mature game will just be the only one that's darker and more and stuff like that, but most of the time, for an example of a game that's for kids but that was dark, was Majora's Mask.
However, that was made that was made 5 years before the E10, and that's why the 3DS remake was rated E10.
True. But still, though, it's like for like a kids game, for that it was like very dark.
And it's creepy and cool. Even though I was never scared by it when I was 9 and 10 when I played it.
It's like the game deals with the subject of the world ending, and it's up to you to like save it.
Yeah, the game's about an apocalypse going on.
And heck, and the thing is the commercials were even more darker.
Yeah, they made it seem creepy.
It's like this
Exactly.
game, and then that's not. There's many things I can even talk about and stuff like that. It's like, just because a game says it's like an age rating, like rated E or teen, don't let they will find some way to be dark or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. Many say that the Majora's Mask is darker than Twilight Princess. However, Twilight Princess is rated teen, while Majora's Mask is rated E and E10, at least in the United States. I'm pretty sure they're rated the same
And
in Europe and
Twilight Princess
Japan.
is pretty dark, but it does not just. It's not as dark as when it comes to like Majora's Mask
Yeah.
because that was rated E10. Well, that game was just rated E, like rated E. That means everyone could have played it.
Yes. So, yes.
In fact, there's a it, and there's even that doesn't, and we're not just getting started here. Let's get into another Nintendo game, Kirby.
Yeah. I mean, some of our Korean games are they are rated E10 for weird reasons, I guess.
I'll say is that this is though this. Remember the eyeball in Kirby?
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
And the thing is that and if people are like, it's just an eyeball. Well, let me explain this. The eyeball, anytime you shoot it, has red pixel blood in each time you shoot it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you throw up?
Yeah?
Eat too many Grippos at once?
Yes.
I'm just making sure there wasn't puke in your room.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I had to talk with my dad a bit, you know?
Okay, that's fine.
But
Alright,
it's
that's
like, not just because a game says it's rated E, doesn't mean it's always gonna be that kid friendly.
Right. I mean, there could be some hard games with some hard E10 ones.
But yeah, it's like, what was your first like rated M for mature game?
I've never even played one before. I never even touched one before, and I probably can't for at least a year and a half. I don't know. But yeah, I never even touched one before. So my answer to that is not because I never even touched one.
Then it's like that, and it's just. The thing is that I've not played that much rated M games, but I'll say is that the thing is I'm gonna say this though. The thing is that the reason that they made that rating is to keep kids away from the stuff and stuff like that and stuff. I played a lot of mature games, and I turned out fine. I mean, I always hear this stuff that people are like, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be scared for life, and I turned out fine. I mean, there was some times where a thing is where I always get the thing is like, people like, see, you got scared. That means that it's gonna scare you for life. I'm like, I just got scared. I just got shocked.
Not scared, shocked. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
Exactly. There's a difference between being shocked and scared. But it's like, though, it's just. I say this in a way is that that HNS is correct that there should be a rated 15 year rating.
exactly. And I mean, it makes more sense considering that the other countries have that. As Europe has their K-16, Japan has their Zero C rating.
And say what you want about the Persona community, and just say what you want about like community and Persona and stuff, and say what you want about saying, hey, you can't play this, it's just rated 17 plus.
Yeah, people have said that to me, but I can probably get through it just fine. So I don't see why. Why haven't been allowed to play for so long? So yeah. I mean, they're stuff that definitely would be fitting for a 50 plus player.
The thing is, I will say is that this is, if people were watching this and thinking that we're saying that any like younger kid that's like that's ages like 1 to like 12, no, like 10 or 12, we're not saying that they should play the Persona series, because I'm talking about the 13 to like 16 age.
Yes. That's what we're targeting here.
So if you're a kid that's the ages and that's the age of 1 to 12, then just go watch a different video and stuff, and then come back here when you turn like 13 or 14 or any age that's above 13.
Yeah. This video is makes more sense if you're 13 or older.
And
Makes
you'll
more sense
understand
if
what's
you're
going on
older.
in Persona and Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes, exactly. Especially with SMP5 coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if the parents are thinking that this is like us trying to say that we should that a kid that's ages 1 to 12 should play the games, no, we're more targeting to the more teenage audience.
Yeah, that's what this video is for. And this is a video opening to them mainly.
And I get this a lot and stuff, that like a lot like saying you're just a teenager, well, kid, but which are the same thing in a way, but more older. To
Yeah.
we're just gonna just say kid. It's like you're a kid. You should not be playing these games and stuff like that and so on, and just like
Yeah.
I've played mature games, and it's like I'm okay with it. I've not gone like crazy. I've not been like scared or like that stuff. Now, when it's a horror game, but if it's like, let me explain this. If it's a horror game, then yeah, it's okay to get. It's like if you got scared at a horror game, that's the purpose of the horror game. It's to get you scared.
That's the whole point of something. I mean, I personally not really into horror games, but yeah.
I'm not into horror games as well, but that's like, but it's like, and same thing for like,
Pretty scary.
and I would say is
Yeah.
that not gonna lie with you here, that speaking of a game that's also like rated like also rated E, but I would even say that's more like more for like teens and more for teens and stuff. Kingdom Hearts. Now, when I say this, it might be Disney.
Well, yes.
It might be Disney.
True.
It is Disney. But the thing is, there's
Yeah.
a lot of subjects that it's like that a kid would not like. I mean, the kid would understand the subjects, but it's like it would not just hit. It would not like hit like hard than it would feel when you're like a teen and played that game.
But yeah, true. And I mean, another thing, have you known people who call it childish when it's, but that's kind of weird to say that because the game is about a guy teaming up with Disney characters to fight evil shadowy creatures.
And to that,
To us for arts.
I say, it has Disney characters. Yes, it does have Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and all that stuff. But are we gonna just not address the elephant here about the many times Disney was dark?
Oh yes, true. Oh yes. Exactly.
And the character that when I say this is that people would not understand is, as a kid that would hit more hard and people would actually, that a character that some people could relate to. Well, technically, most teens could relate to is the character Roxas.
Yes, true.
He's the most human, the most person that's the most human in Kingdom Hearts series, and it's like, the thing is that he didn't want to be in this world. He wanted to not be he didn't want to be Sora's nobody. He didn't want to be that stuff. He wanted to have his own life. He wanted to be different. And at the end of the day, he had to return back to Sora.
Then you had to fight him, of course, near the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I accidentally spoiled it.
That's not even just the cake of the part of Kingdom Hearts. Birth by Sleep. That game there.
Oh yes, that one.
Yes, it still is for kids and all that stuff, but the way how it's like the final end game part is that it's like dark from like, it's like the many things, it's like the first technical game in the series that has like many like deaths, many like dark things, and it's like the entire story is just about three keyblade wielders just falling into darkness and just having tragic fates.
Exactly. I mean, the whole series focuses on darkness, and these characters teaming up with Disney characters to destroy the darkness. And restore the hearts, of course. Which is why they're called the Heartless. And the Nobodies, and the Unversed.
And let's also talk about the other elephant in the room, the Kingdom Hearts manga.
Oh, yes, I haven't read that, but I bet it has some darkness in it, obviously.
There's so many things I can even talk about this manga. Yeah, in the game, like, and the things I would even say is probably the most darkest game in the series is Chain of Memories.
Oh yeah.
The game is basically, it's just like normal. It's like a normal Kingdom Hearts game, but each time you finish the world or any type of world, this is like, to explain in a nutshell, it's a rampage of freaking Axel just destroying every single organization for a team member.
Oh yes, I remember.
And just like the thing is that it might be for kids and all that stuff, but there's a lot of things that I would say is that that kind of just doesn't like that kids would not feel the impact of like scenes and stuff, and no, it's like when you like a teen or an adult and go back to Birth by Sleep, you keep appreciating it, and probably when you realizing that's the most like darkest in the series. But it's like, I mean, when I say this, yes, that, you know, we are talking about kids games and all that stuff and stuff like that, but it's like, I just think that there's like, even like, for example, there's adults that are not even that much mature. Like, some adults are just immature and stuff like that, you know? And that's like pretty true.
Yes.
Like, again, it's like the age rating, stuff like that and stuff, but it's like, I get that there's many dark subjects in Persona and all, but I mean, freaking like a teen could understand what's going on in those situations.
Yeah, exactly. Plus,
The
Persona
entire
games are
like,
set in a
and
high
let me explain
school.
this even more. The entire like place where it's taking place at is high school.
Yes, and we probably are in high school. I mean, I'm about to enter high school.
And what is probably the most targeted audience in the Persona community?
High school students.
High schoolers and middle schoolers.
Yes, true. And a lot of the stuff that we understand, like, for example, like in the first 5 hours, based on of research, there's a character that tries to attempt suicide. I've seen that before, so I'm not new to that.
Well, this is it.
And
Out of all the
there's
games
also
I've covered on this
serious
channel,
That's stuff that I understand and not to do. Because like most of the mature content in the game, at least in the 5th one, is only during the first 10 hours.
I'm like a teenager, and I understand what was like the subjects and everything that was going on in Persona 3.
Yeah, true. Is that why I first like the darkest one in the series? Yeah, I could probably understand. I mean, I won't mind characters pointing against their head.
It's like the darkest one in the Persona series, but probably the most like darkest, but the best story is, it has to be like Persona 1 and 2.
Yeah, true. And those were both teams.
And
or
if
the
you've not
original
played
version of the
Persona
first
1,
game.
you would not understand what I mean by if people were like Persona 1, how's that dark? You would, if you got to like half of the like end game part of Persona 1, you would understand why I say that, why Persona 1 is dark.
Yeah, true. That is.
I'll just give a guess. It's because of Maki. That's all I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say Maki. Okay, that's nothing forward or anything. It's just, we're just gonna say Maki. If you play the game more, you'll understand why the meaning of when I say when I said Maki, Maki. It's this. Oh, it's okay. Shin Megami Tensei is not as, it's like not that mature, but, and the thing is, I get there's like alcohol and stuff like that, but as we said in the beginning of half the video, we said pretty much a teenager or probably like a kid or anyone has seen their parents drink alcohol and all that stuff.
Yeah. And here's the thing, but the mainline SMT games, I mean, they really only am because they're because they're dark and they have demons and stuff. Some of them have weird design. And it's very and it's incredibly dark with its apocalypse going on. Yeah.
And but then again, with the apocalypse and stuff like that, like I mentioned before, Majora's Mask.
Yeah. So the game's all about conceiving an apocalypse. Yet in the SMT games, it does about an apocalypse that happened that destroyed Tokyo. And after the main character becomes
And freaking Majora Mask can be like that destroyed world and stuff, because the game over screen when you run out of time is like pretty much what you would take what you would see from a destructive world in probably Nocturne or something like that, and pretend it's like a Legend of Zelda world. And that's basically the aftermath of Majora's Mask that we would see if, that was actually canon, if the, moon was, falling off and stuff like that.
Yep.
Of course it's not canon because, it's a kid's game.
Yep. It's a family-friendly game, yep.
But yeah, it's I get there's apocalypse and a lot of designs and stuff, but I was in my middle school, and you know what the thing is that I'm just gonna say is they would show stuff like that, pretty much with those type of designs.
Yeah. You're just probably wouldn't mind Mara or whatever.
So pretty much, at that point, that's just pretty much any class they will show this stuff, and say what you want and all that stuff, but it's true, to be real here with you. But so,
Yeah.
yeah. Most of the things I would even, it's most kids I've known from an age, and yes, adults would probably they do maybe understand, but some adults will just not understand that actually a lot of kids, including these, teens, a lot of teens that are in middle school and high school know this stuff pretty much. We all know these stuff that's in these mature games.
Yeah, so we know what's going on. We know exactly what's happening. Especially the more tamer ones. You know what's happening, basically.
And the thing is that and let me just say this. I want to say this. Back then, most of the adults that I think that everyone remembers that are parents and stuff remember Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, true. In fact, that's actually one of the games.
It's one of the games that the parents grew up with. Pretty much that was gory.
Yes, I mean it was incredibly bloody and violent back in the day. Even though the SNES version
did pretty much remove all the blood and stuff, but the thing is that the thing as I say is there was a Sega Genesis version, which
that was the most violent one. That version, it's more basically the arcade version. As a Nintendo, they didn't really allow adult content on their games until the N64. So basically a lot of NES games are censored.
The thing is probably the best console in my opinion for Nintendo. I like the GameCube and all, But the best era, probably the most goriest, the most darkest era of Nintendo was the Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah, true. Because Perfect Dark, Conquer's Bad Fur Day. Those were some of the first adult-oriented exclusive games for the N64.
And then sadly Conquer got
Before
owned
Nintendo
by
console.
Xbox.
Yeah, they got bought by Rare in 2002.
I'm still waiting for that new Conquer Xbox game. I'm still waiting, Microsoft. Where is it? Where's the new Conquer game?
Yeah, I could agree, even though I haven't played it yet. But everything I really want is a new Banjo game. I want, and there is a new Perfect Dark game that it's in development that they announced at the Game Awards.
It's like
last
the
week.
thing is they gotta just start stepping up. You know what I mean? They gotta start. Just not. You gotta start putting more things from that they had instead of Halo, because that's everyone's now just remembering now. The only thing that everyone knows that's the most exclusive thing on Xbox is just Halo.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Microsoft has bought a ton of developers.
If you want to get these people to start buying your console, give them Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, Fable.
True.
Fable. A lot of these games.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
That
Well, there is a new Fable game in development from Playground Games. The developers are. So yeah.
it's time we get a new Conquer game. And no, when I say this Microsoft, don't do that thing that you did on the original Xbox when you released that remake for Conquer and censored all the words out.
Yeah. Back when I was saying about exclusives, at least Microsoft bought Bethesda, and now they're doing exclusive games with them like Starfield or Redfall.
Which is pretty much which when I say this is with Conquer is the pretty much the best version for right now is pretty much is the N64 version.
Yeah, we're still having to do a replay.
It's
And
funny.
It's also because a lot of everything, because of Live Reloaded, it's the only N64 game from Rare that's not from a Nintendo IP that got an Xbox 360 remaster.
And when I say this, please, and I think you can even agree with me on this, Agent S. Whatever you do, Microsoft, if you ever bring back Banjo, don't make him fat or make him like that one that we saw in like Bolts and. Don't do that, jokes.
They should make
because the thing is that
they should just make
none of us did not find that funny. No one found it funny.
True. A lot of fans. Yeah. And I haven't even played Nuts and Bolts, but a lot of people are pretty polarized about it.
And
I
the
want
thing
Microsoft
is,
to make a return of full.
you had one job. You had one job to make this new game, and you turn it into a kart racing game.
Yeah, that's not Banjo. I mean,
I get it when it's I get it when it's Sonic, like Sonic Racing, because that's a Sonic racing game. But when it's Banjo, a new Banjo game.
Yeah, and the Xbox 360 version they had in there.
But when it comes to a new Banjo-Kazooie game, I think that pretty much every person that was waiting for when you made that freaking Conquer, which was a really freaking bad, which was really, when I say this in a way, it was really pretty stupid to censor the words, which kind of made it pretty much a lot of people that played Conquer very mad. But then again, and then you basically are just. You just basically then put freaking Banjo-Kazooie, something that pretty much everyone was waiting for, that was also on N64, which actually Banjo was supposed to be in Smash Bros. Melee.
Yes.
This is a game that everyone was like hoping for to be good, because Banjo could have been in Smash Bros. but everyone was hoping that Microsoft would make a great Banjo-Kazooie game. In fact,
But still
what
haven't
was
brought
the
it back.
what was the two characters that was in the Xbox commercials? Banjo and Conker.
It's going to be a remake of Banjo-Kazooie in the style of Conquer Like a but they canceled.
And don't get me started here. Banjo actually looks like he was supposed to look like instead of looking what he looked like in Bolts and Wire. Bolts and nuts.
And his design in Smash Bros. Is how he should have looked.
Exactly. If you can't just look, Microsoft. If you really just, I would say this, but if you really just, I know that it would be good to just do this. Is just give Nintendo back the rights to Banjo and Conker.
Another way that they should do it is still own Rare, but they could also release the games on Nintendo consoles too, featuring, Nintendo fans like platformers. They could put them on there, but still have them on Microsoft consoles.
And when I say this, Conker, you're gonna. And the thing is that I will say is though that's good news though. Thank God that when they made a new collection of like old games, they actually brought back the OG, Conker Bad Fur Day. When they re-released Conker on Xbox.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, true. You know, wait.
And the thing is I will say is, what's the point of censoring a mature game when it's mature?
Yeah, I mean, it's designed for adults. It's made for adults in the graphics. It simply doesn't make sense. Plus, I don't know if it's a policy thing. Yeah.
And I'll even just prove it right now. I'll just prove it right now when I was talking about the Xbox commercial. Okay. Let me just put this in here.
I even had rare characters in there, so it was kind of weird too.
Xbox commercial. And I'll explain this.
Yeah, true.
Xbox commercial. It was commercial. Okay. No, not that one. It's commercial that was Banjo and Conker. And if people don't believe me on this one, look at this. In fact, let me just share my screen right now. I'm going to share my screen with you right now. You want to see this? Look at this. Do you see my screen?
I don't think I do, but I'll go look right now. Okay, search and go look. I can see it in my...
Do you see my screen?
Get back further.
So you see it?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Look at this. Look at this. This is the Xbox 2002 trailer, okay? There's some girl. Look, it's Conker! It's freaking Conker there. Look. It's Conker. This is supposed to be the thing that you were saying that this was gonna be like the new gen era. This is gonna be the home for Conker, Banjo, Halo, and all that, and Fable and stuff. There's freaking Conker, and look, there's Banjo. Look, it was one easy job. Square. No, not Square. No. Xbox, Microsoft. This is one job. See, this is Banjo. That's Banjo. Not freaking this No, this is not the Banjo everyone was thinking about. Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. I know the original banjo song. Yeah,
No,
I hate
I had
that
to
it
like
that
put
it sounded
that
like
in there and it just. This is not. This is the
Right,
banjo
of
that. See, it was like the one on Microsoft. This is the one we didn't want nuts and bolts.
It's still about with the way he was
Look at this. This was an easy. Look, it's a skinny banjo. This is just the normal banjo, right?
Yep.
And look what they did to him. Look at this.
Yeah. I see that.
And you might be asking. Well, he doesn't look. He looks skinny to me, but that's what they make you think in the images and art, right? Guess what? That's just the images and art. When you play the game, he makes stuff like this. Look, there it is. There's actually the picture right there that's in the game.
Yeah, he looks hideous. That's
Banjo, not banjo. Banjo, banjo. It's freaking banjo and conquer. Yeah, those two right there. You messed up conquer and you messed up banjo, Microsoft.
What's he talking about? I can't understand the word.
Okay, cowboy.
I thought the warning was that Bethesda IP. Anyway, let's get the wheel with
It was that easy. That easy. But yeah. Can we just for once, this is just our video about us just talking about age ratings and random stuff and all that stuff. And
yeah.
thank you for coming on the show, Agent S. It was nice doing a video with you. And
Alright, you too.
You know what? We maybe I'll tell you the video I plan on doing. Maybe that is I think it's. I'll tell you after the video. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, if this is when I say it again, if you're 13 and any age, please you can subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you enjoyed the video, like the video and all that stuff. Anyways, it's Golden Playhouse and Agent S signing off here, and
Alright, Agent X out. Bye.
we'll see you guys on the next. Sorry about that. And I'll see you guys on the next video, or maybe if we do another collab with Agent S. Peace.